There we go, guys, and good morning if you are joining us on this very crisp and very crisp and early Saturday morning. With me, I have a couple of people as always. I have the Terminator, Scully Rebels. Scully, what's up?
Hey, what's up, buddy? Good to be here.
Yeah, all good, all good. And then we have the Slashinator as well. Slash, what's up, buddy?
All good, man.
Yeah.
Lekker for Saturday.
Yeah. And interesting weekend. It's obviously it's the weekend of Mommy's Day, so I thought I'd mention it on the stream. If there's anybody out there that is watching and that is forgetting that it's Mother's Day, that is probably one of the worst things you can ever do to yourself, is to forget that it's Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
So it's our responsibility to remind you about that. I was just thinking about another thing now. You know, when you introduce Slash, I always think of that little jingle, Flash. You know that one? Yeah, we should actually do a little jingle
for Splash.
For Splash, yeah, for Slash.
Yeah, well, we've had a couple of splashes playing some games, huh?
Yeah.
Falling out of planes.
But I think that's a good idea. I think we should do that little jingle. that could be interesting. So yeah, guys, interesting week on the battlefield. Interesting weekend with Mommy's Day coming up tomorrow. So please don't forget that. Wish all the moms happy Mother's Day, and I'm sure that everybody will go and do their thing, and there's going to be a lot of queues at all the restaurants and things, I'm sure. Apologies. But talking this morning about Battlefield and about the week that has passed, and obviously we sort of mid-season in Clan Wars at the moment. The front end website has not been updated as yet. I know a lot of the guys probably watching this morning wondering whether that has been completed, as we spoke about it last week. And the reason for that is that as always there was some latecomers who needed to update their data at the back. But I think, Scully, I'm talking under correction, I think that is now pretty much done as of Thursday this week, right?
Yeah, I think there's still a few teams that still need to update their players. But I think that we are on about 85% at the moment. So the majority of fans have, locked their rosters with the players, with the migration, whatever season that we've got open now, and obviously the upgrade that we did to the website. I must say that I'm pretty impressed of the smooth sailing that we had on that side. It's only a little bit of hiccups here and there, but the back end is pretty self-explanatory, so didn't have a lot of hiccups on that side. But there is a few teams that still need to do that, and we'll do a reconciliation on Monday and just get in contact with those guys to get it updated and finish up.
Yeah. And then obviously, as you guys know, with Slash traveling a little bit, we have roped in the Riplets and Niku to do some of the fixtures and the scoring stuff as well. So I think that's also going pretty well, Slash.
Yeah, surprisingly. No, not at all. They did well. I mean, we're there, the scores are up, and I can now retire.
I think that they're doing it. Oh, sorry, man. I think they're doing an excellent job there. The fixture, especially on the fixture side, making sure that it's on and available for next week by the Friday the previous week, so that we can have a look at it, obviously on the recap show as we're going to do today. And the points also updated. Some of them a bit advanced, obviously. Next, some of the teams that have withdrawn with the scores that's already been locked for next week. But besides that, I mean, everything is up to date from what I can see, and just kudos to those two guys who are assisting us on that side.
Excellent. And obviously, I mean, Slash, that means you can travel a little bit more, right? So I mean, it opens up some time for you as well.
Yeah,
Roadshow.
yeah. Unfortunately, we're a bit busy.
Yeah,
But
road shows,
yeah,
man.
good on the guys to jump in and help with that as well. I mean, it's not an easy job, but it needs to get done.
And then
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm just wanted to say there that, yeah, running the clan wars and doing the administrative side of things at the back end. I mean, I think some of the clans or the reps that have been updating their players on the backside can get a little bit of an idea of what it takes to run a league like this, with all the administration and so on. So I know that we've got a few guys sitting on the sideline babbling about a lot of stuff, who's actually not even participating in clan wars and always lifting and or having an opinion on everything. But if you don't actually do the work, you wouldn't know what we're talking about. It's easy to sit and judge from the sideline there. So everybody who's participating and everybody who's assisting, to make Clan Wars a success, just want to say thank you to all of you guys. And the guy sitting on the sideline just looking in and making comments, maybe you should try and get your hands dirty, to see what it's actually about.
yeah.
Yeah.
So just speaking about that, I saw two other comments that I just want to touch on quickly this morning. I think it was Vandango there that had a question on Discord in terms of how the T5 structure will work regarding the semis and the finals. So maybe just to recap for the guys, what's the idea around that? Obviously, the idea is that we have all the playoffs right up until the last week, which will identify winning teams in each pool. The winning team then of each pool, of course, becomes eligible for the semis to play out within a semi environment, and then the winners out of those teams is going to go into a T5 final. So that is the structure at the moment. I did respond on the Discord channel, but I just wanted to sort of highlight that as well. And then also on the Discord, another question this week was, I saw there were two clans that already asked us about what Season 3 is going to look like.
Yeah.
So
Back on.
yeah. So guys, I know that there's excitement. I know that there's also some clans that are currently not participating in Season 2 that have also sent me messages on the side asking about Season 3 and when they can expect that'll be coming in. I think we touched on it last week during the recap show, also. But I think just for sanity, I just want to mention it again. Is that, guys, the idea is that there is definitely going to be a Season 3. Whether it will run exactly after Season 2 like we did between Season 1 and 2, we're still debating a little bit at the moment, because obviously, as Scully mentioned, this is a lot of work. There's a lot of admin involved, and at some point we will, take a little bit of a break on our side as well, just to make sure that we don't lose our day jobs and that sort of thing. But there will be a Season 3, and exactly how that will look, we can't give you too much detail on as yet. Hopefully, depending on game readiness of the new title coming in October, we might have Season 3 on the new one. If it is not battle ready as yet, then we will obviously still look at Season 3 on Battlefield 1 for the time being. And of course, we are expecting that Battlefield 1 announcement to be in, I think it's June, during E3, which is around the 12th to the 14th of June. So that is the timelines at the moment. And I just wanted to, sort of touch on that, because this week I had two questions. Last week I had two questions as well. So obviously it's something that people are wondering about. Yep.
Yeah, another question that came in was also to increase the player, the player count on Conquest, which will obviously be Season 3. When we do Season 3, it'll be Conquest.
Yeah.
And that is to increase the player count from 12 to 16 to maybe 20, I don't know. But that'll be dependent on the amount of, obviously some of the clans do not have the amount of players that the bigger clans have.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, and just to make a flat rule to say that it's a 16 versus 16, I think will be a bit unfair towards the smaller clans who also want to participate.
Yeah.
And it's not always possible to field that amount of players. So what I was thinking, and it's only a suggestion, it's not cast in stone yet, is we leave it as a 12v12. But if your clan will be able to field 16 players, and your opponent will be able to field 16 players. I think if the two captains can agree that, listen, I've got 16, you've got 16, then you will be allowed to play, a 16 versus 16. Although the baseline or the rule will be minimum 12v12.
Yeah.
And from there, captains like, let's say, MAD and LGD, for instance, want to field 20 players versus 20 players, they'll be able to do that. But as I say, it's only a suggestion. We can, during the course of the week or as time goes on, we can get the feedback from the leaders and see what they say. But I think that's a good idea, So we have our minimum 12v12. That's the minimum criteria. But if you are able to field more players, and the opposite team that you're going to play for that specific night is also in the same position to field more players, you're welcome to do that. So that's just a suggestion from my side. I think we can, that might work. Then to cast it, to say that it's only a 16 versus 16 or that kind of thing, which will obviously negatively affect some of the smaller teams.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I think, as you rightfully say, I mean, these sort of things is never something that we decide on alone. It is always, we put together a whole list of suggestions, and then normally, get it out to the clan bosses or the team leaders or whatever you want to call them, and then get some feedback as to, whether it can work or, whatever may be the case. But I do think, in the light of trying to also help out, because the thing is, what a lot of people don't understand is that we try and listen as much as we can to all the comments in the community, and what works and what doesn't work. So I mean, we always make an effort to try and accommodate as far as possible. And obviously something that you said now is being highlighted by some of the clans, that look, I understand I've got to pick my 12 best players, but I have 45. So, it does become problematic. Now, we did solve some of that sort of issue with the T5s, where the guys were allowed multiple teams. But of course, they still ended up, having being able to play a maximum additional of 10 or 12 additional players during T5, right? And then, of course, what happened in T5 is it was so popular that a lot of the very strong guys in the T12 team ended up playing in the two T5 teams, right? So again, there were some players that were benched and that couldn't play, or whatever may be the case. So, as we go through the seasons, we also learn. We also put some new ideas out there, and I don't know, like Scully said, let's put that idea out in the week, and then get some comments and see what the guys come back with, and we'll probably put that out on the Discord channel. Now, speaking about Discord. Interesting thing happened this week on the Discord channel as well, and I wanted to touch on that because I saw a huge amount of comments and opinions and all sorts of things going on Discord there. And guys, what you would have seen is that we actually moved some of the Discord channels away from the Clan Wars server over into a new server called SA Gaming, and there's a specific reason why that was done, and I think we want to touch on that this morning as well. I'm going to allow Scully to give his opinion here as well, because it was a bit of a thought through plan. The first reason is that from a community perspective, there's a lot of people that don't just play Battlefield. They play all sorts of other games as well. There's FIFA, the Rocket League, and Siege. I know we've got a huge Siege base within the community as well. And the problem with running a specific Discord that's aimed at running a league well is that people want to talk about other things as well. They want to talk about their Siege game, and they want to post their Siege video and set up a game, or whatever may be the case. And unfortunately, a lot of people think that Discord doesn't have any sort of limitations, and it actually does. So when it comes to the number of channels, being able to admin these channels effectively and giving people information, Discord does have some limitations. So the first idea around splitting some of these channels out was obviously to allow people to be able to talk about other things than just Battlefield. And we wanted to keep the Clan Wars specific Discord very much focused on the comp and being able to communicate about the comp. So of course there's some channels that have been moved over there, specific game channels, and then of course the roast channel as well. And that brings me to, I think, the second reason why we moved it out is that the thing is with the roast channel is that it's a very fun, very easygoing sort of channel, and people make interesting memes, and sometimes very funny and sometimes not so funny, but there's a lot of things going on the roast channel, and sometimes information gets lost, right? There's a message that we put out that everybody should please update their fixtures, but because people are constantly on the roast channel and focusing on that, then some of the important messaging about the competition gets lost. So the roast channel was also moved over to that new server. And then of course the third reason I think I want to highlight is the fact that over the past past months, but primarily more so over the past couple of weeks, we've had a lot of requests from the community to get involved in the social media scene and get involved with being able to moderate and do that sort of thing on the Discord channel. Now you can imagine that we can't give 10, 15, 20 people moderation rights on the Clan Wars server, because there are things that are being captured on there, scores that are being recorded, fixtures that are being made, and if those messages by accident get deleted or anything like that, then obviously that will cause administrative nightmare. So this was also a good opportunity to also give out some additional moderation rights to the community and get those guys involved that wanted to be involved in the moderation of a social media platform, within the gaming environment. So I think, look, there's some other small reasons as well, but I think those are the three primary ones, guys. I don't know if I've explained it correctly or if I've touched on everything.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a lot of meat on the bone left after all of that. But
sorry.
All I just say is the thinking behind the whole thing is the first thing is to be flexible.
Yeah.
And we're always trying to accommodate as much players and the majority of the community as possible everywhere, in everything that we do. Hence, we have a lot of people supporting us with the back ends of the Clan Wars, the fixtures, and the point system, and setting up rules and little groups for checking out, cheating and stuff like that. So it's important for us to incorporate as much of the community as possible, and by doing that, we have to be flexible.
Yeah.
So the thinking behind moving some of the channels, because what happened is that if you look at the Discord currently for Battlefield Clan Wars, there's a lot of different channels or servers that's running on it. Each clan has got their own. We've got a normal keep it clean kind of chat channel. We've got the roast channel, which is currently let's call it in escrow or dormant, because it has been deleted. If you go to Discord, you'll see it's still there. It's just disabled for the moment. So what we've done is we've just moved some of these channels to the different server, and then, as Yaku said, there's a lot of other games that the guys also play, because if you've played Battlefield for as long as we have, or the majority of the community have for more than a year and a half now, you get frustrated with the updates, and then something is broken and it doesn't work and that kind of thing, and then you tend to move over to different other games that's also available. Especially the larger clans. I know, like Snot, for instance, they've got a lot of players on mobile. Like they've indicated, they've got players, playing other games, and that's just a little bit of a distraction from the Battlefield scene. So hence, some of the players in the community asked for, like FIFA, Rocket League, and so on. Just different games that they can chat on, because obviously the idea is to get. I think Stickies said it best, is that you can move to another Discord channel, but you don't know anybody there. So where we are now is, I think we've grown as a community. We've grown to get to know the personalities and the people behind this the tags and so on. So it's quite a close knit family, if I can call it that. And so what happened is that, we would like to keep everything together. And we don't want people to go wander off into the wild bushes and go and wherever into the unknown where they don't really know anybody. So I know that the majority of the clans have got their own Discord channel, which is cool, but they also don't want to have other clans in their Discord. So the reason that we did the second Discord channel, obviously with the different uh, a variety of other games that people play, is just to try and keep the community, more or less together.
Yeah.
So where we can focus Battlefield Clan Wars on the Battlefield Clan Wars Discord, and then also provide a platform where we can all stick together and stay together on the other one, with the various other games that we play. And that's why we decided also then in the interim just to move the roast channel for the meantime to that side, and just to see how things work out. I mean, obviously we listen and we see the comments that people, some say it's a good idea. We looked at the thumbs up on that specific post that I did, and we looked at looking at the thumbs down and on all the opinions. There's a lot of these things that happen that people react to, that they think they're just reacting to it, but we actually sit and look at these things. We can look at the thumbs up, the thumbs down, the little shitty icons that you put there because it's obviously a cock idea, that kind of thing. And so we do look at these things. It's not as we just brush it off as nothing. At the end of the day, we're trying to, to build something that accommodates a lot of players on the same platform, which is PlayStation at this point in time. And yes, we do have PC Gamer and all kinds of other Discords that's out there. There's a crap load of Discords out there. But on the other hand, as I can say, is how welcome will you feel on that side, where you come from a community that has come from nothing to where we are now, by everybody that contributes to it. So, and then the second thing is to get, you'll see that on the second one, as Yaku said, we've got a lot more moderators on that side. So we would like to get more of the community involved into that. But the main reason that we started the second one was that when I started creating the second channels, or the new channels for the other games, I felt that we are deviating from Battlefield Clan Wars and the Battlefield franchise itself. And then on the second thing is that I got a few DMs to say that you're creating too much channels that I have to mute. So we also take into consideration that, Discord takes a lot of data. And to get a lot of, if you have to go and mute every single channel because you only want to hear what's happening in the normal chat or the fixtures or the clan leaders channel, then there's a lot of, like 80% of the server for Discord will be useless for you. And we would like to give you or provide you with a platform that you can utilize at least 60% or 80% of. No use you going to mute all the channels, and at the end of the day, a lot of information gets lost and that kind of thing. So that's why we decided to split. And it's only because of the extra games and that kind of thing that, I can see that focus is being lost on Battlefield at the moment because of where we are. And it might be at a stage where some people are getting bored with it. We've had some comments of, I think it was Rob Ridinghood who said that Battlefield is for the weak, that kind of thing. So that also tells me that he's also getting bored with it to a certain extent. So yeah, that's basically in a nutshell. So we're trying to get everybody together to work, as a community to stay together, but we also want to provide a platform where you can communicate, with other games in mind, and organize some Rocket League and FIFA and, that kind of thing, because it's not, the gaming community in South Africa doesn't only play Battlefield. So, but we know that not everybody is on the other Discords as well. So the easiest way was just to create a second channel. And, if you're interested in other games, you're more than welcome. Go, I'll see that there's already some guys who've organized some Rocket League little matches for Sunday, and I know some guys' opinion is, that's kids' games and that kind of thing. And it might be kids' games, it's okay. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun. So even if you play Monopoly You're having fun. But even if you do it for just as a little bit of a distraction, all of this constant war theme in your head, I think so. But obviously, at the end of the day, it comes down to choice. So if you don't want to go to the other server, that's fine. And if you just want to stay on the Battlefield Clan War server, it's fine. But even if you are on one or the other, you will still get notified of what's happening within Clan Wars and other games, and you'll still be able to connect with your fellow clan mates and clans out there. So that's, in a nutshell, basically the thought behind the whole thing.
Yep, there was still a lot of meat there.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I had to put some back. I had to put some back. I had to go.
There's only bones left now, so I can only make soup. So I reckon we must
move
on.
Is soup?
Gooi.
No, that's cool, guys. Let's move on to the next chapter.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, guys. So that's something that happened. I know that there were some opinions and this and that and whatever. But as you heard Scully said, when he jumped the idea on us, there was some thought put into it already. I do think it's a good idea. I do think the overall idea, around it is very good. And I think people will actually, sort of get used to the idea of having it a little bit more focused. And of course, as Scully rightfully said, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. So, we also try and also look at, what does the majority of people want? And surely there are some individual opinions out there, but that's what we do, right? We try and focus on helping the majority of the people out there.
Yeah, and obviously, there's a lot of new exciting titles that's on the horizon, like Red Dead Redemption and obviously the new Battlefield. Definitely. I mean, that's one of the first, as soon as that pre-order comes in, I don't know if it's live yet on the PlayStation Store, but that's definitely one of the games that I'm going to get. And from what I can believe, it's one of the biggest maps that Rockstar have done. So I think it's going to be bigger than GTA 5, from what I've read. Also, you're going to be able to play with your teammates on it. Some of them, I think, gangs or whatever, and go rob some trains. And I'm truly excited about that. And I mean, what better way to have, coming from the Battlefield community, to have a little side game like Red Dead Redemption to play with your teammates and hook up some friendlies or bank robberies or whatever it's going to entail. We don't know. But I mean, that's the reason that we did the second channel as well, is for something like that coming up. Because, we've seen that Rockstar has done some tremendous work in GTA 5. And I think that Red Dead Redemption is also going to be a good one.
I'm looking forward to it. I really, really am. Slash, I see that there's some questions there.
Yeah, so there's a question here from Dew LFC12C. And he's asking the new added weapons that's available for everyone. Are they allowed in T12 and T5? The Trench Annihilator and the Machine Pistol. Are they base weapons or DLC?
So the new updates that were done, correct me if I'm wrong, Scully, but those are base updates, right?
Yeah, those new weapons that were added, I don't think that's definitely base weapons. It's not linked to a specific DLC or a DLC weapon. But when it comes to weapons like this, we understand that some of them are a bit overpowered and so on. So we have a few guys, Niku and Riplets and so on, that's currently, we are in discussions with them to see that, what are we going to do if we're going to disallow any of those weapons, or if we're going to allow all of those weapons. But obviously, being new weapons, we still have to play with them to figure out if it's a disadvantage or not. But at this point in time, currently, there's no ruling on it. So I would say play with it so we can see what it's about, and then we take it from there. But obviously, as I said, Riplets and Bokies are looking into it because they are actually active in clans, and their clan mates are playing with it. So we're going to get some feedback during the course of the week, and we'll get back to you.
Yeah. So for the moment, then obviously they're allowed because they are a base game update. And that
we
is
need to test it.
correct. And guys, that is also the general rule when something like this happens, is that, if it's part of the base game, then, it's generally allowed unless it's specifically mentioned that the weapon is overpowered or anything like that. Because I think a lot of people don't understand why we don't allow the DLC weapons, and it's only because of availability, right? Not everybody that actually plays in Clan Wars, perhaps have all the DLCs and that sort of thing. So, allowing DLCs or allowing people to play with weapons that other people just don't have access to for whatever reason is obviously, that's a little bit unfair, right? And that's the primary reason for not allowing DLCs.
Correct. It all comes down to affordability, because not everybody's got the same gaming budget than others do. So that's the reason that the majority of the DLCs are banned. It's because of affordability, nothing else.
Yep. Right. That was a mouthful this morning, and we're going to move over to the scores, which is also interesting. And Scully, you are going to tell us something new about some of these.
When we look at the division tables.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me pull up this website here for you, and I'm going to go straight into the Premier League tables. And you've made some cool changes there.
Some cool changes for some and not so for others, I believe. Yeah, so what we'll see is usually we only had the G, W, L, B, and PTS columns, which was games played, wins, losses, bonus points, and then obviously the total points. So what we've added is the F column. Okay, let me not say that. The F column stands for forfeits. So whenever you have a forfeit, so as an example, if we look at the number 8 DI, let's say they have forfeited. So I'm only using this as an example now. So if let's say that it's forfeited, you will see a -2. And then on the total point side, if they were on 0, they will go into a minus on the table, basically. So that's what it is about. And it all comes down to ranking, because if you have 2 zeros, obviously you wouldn't know which of the two did worse than the other one. It's the same as with the winning columns that we have. So obviously the -2 will put, or a -4 will put a specific clan lower than one with a -2 or a 0. And that only comes down to the forfeits. If a clan forfeits, obviously we do a -2 on that side. So that's in a nutshell where we are on that. But looking at season 3, we're going to revise these columns a little bit to break it down even more, when it comes to infringements and stuff like that, so that the teams and players can see exactly, what happened during the course of a league.
Excellent. And then obviously, Scully, I think from my side and I guess from the community side as well, I just want to say thank you for all the back-end stuff that you are doing at the moment. I know it's a bit hectic, with the update and the website change and all sorts of stuff like that. Also being able to, find the time to actually, try and add things like this. I don't know if there's a lot of people out there that understand the dynamics of how these things work, but at the back there's a whole host of formulas and links and all sorts of things that need to be updated. So well done on keeping your head straight and trying to make this even more interesting. Yeah,
all good, man. All for the love of the game. So by next week, I've planned to do a little bit of a, as we said, as most of the guys know, that we've had this funding campaign where we asked for a little bit of to assist us to upgrade, the back end of this the website and the cosmetics of it to make it a bit more pleasing on the eye. On that, I just wanted to say thanks to everybody that contributed towards this course. It's working. A lot of the clans have got access on the back end, and they can add their players and move them around to other clans, and that kind of thing. So they'll be able to manage their own team. And from next week, we're planning to do a bit of the aesthetics. Make it a little bit more pleasing on the eye, if I can say it like that. So from next week, I think when we do the show, you're going to see a whole new facelift for the website, and I think that's just awesome. And just a shout out to the community who assisted us in that cause.
Absolutely. I think it was nice. It was nice to see, people jumping in and getting. I almost want to say getting their hands dirty and helping us out. It was a really nice crowdfunding exercise, I would say.
Yeah, it was, and it's we were a bit doubtful about it, but at the end of the day, we all play the same game and all of that, and obviously we could have funded it ourselves. But if you have participation from the community and that kind of thing, I think there's a little bit more appreciation from everybody, of what we're trying to do for something that has never been done or is not existent within the PlayStation community itself in South Africa.
Yeah.
So moving forward, a lot of growth, exciting times. Still very excited about the whole thing. Obviously, me and you, Jaco, have had some discussions in the past where we felt like, or I felt like, I don't know, I don't even see the need to carry forward with this project, and because of some of the negativity that comes through from time to time. But we soldiered on, and I could just see great things for Battlefield Clan Wars in the future.
Absolutely.
And thanks to everybody once again participating. And it's nice to get some few comments on the sideline to show from the guys who show their appreciation. I'm not going to call names, but yes, it does leave a bitter taste in your mouth, all these constant players. And I'm so tempted to call a few names, but I won't do that. But I know they know who I'm talking about, constantly hammering and bashing us from the sideline, just trying to piss us off. But for you guys, I just wanted to say that, we'll sort you out. I think we've gotten to a point now where we don't need assistance from anybody who's negative and that kind of thing, and we'll just swipe you to the side and we'll carry on, and you can go on your merry way, and we'll all be happy ever after.
Yeah, I think also it's only a few at the end of the day, and most of the community is backing this initiative and this game platform. So, thanks to everybody supporting this.
Absolutely. Right, guys, moving on to the tables then. We are looking at the Division 1 table for the 12v12, and up there at the top is LGD and MAD. LGD on 14 and MAD on 11. And of course, MAD sharing that second position with lots that are also on 11. And we had the privilege this week of actually watching the LGD versus MAD game. And what an exciting game it was. To be honest with you, it was over a little bit quickly for me. I felt like I could watch more.
Yeah, it was like eating one of these fast takeaways, and by the time that you get home, you're like, yes, I need to eat again.
I should have bought
that kind
two.
Of thing. I should have bought two. Yeah, it was so nice. I should have bought two. But what an excellent game. I mean, yeah, I'm telling you, if you look at the way or the strategy that both teams applied to that game, with the attacking and defending, and the movement of the tanks and utilizing those heavy artillery and stuff like that. It was just an amazing and interesting game to watch. But as you say, it was just too quick. It was over so quickly. That's why I love Conquest a bit more, because there's a bit more meat there.
Yeah. And there was a lot of smoke as well. I mean,
yes.
Initially we didn't know, who was throwing the smoke, and then I saw some comments. The LGD guy said, "Oh no, MAD was killing us with smoke," and then later MAD said LGD was killing us with smoke. So obviously everybody was using smoke.
Everybody was smoking and vaping, and we couldn't see nothing.
Yeah, some guys were gassing as well.
It helps. Yeah, we saw a little plume there between the grey smoke. We saw that little yellow plume popping up. Which obviously caused an infringement, but it didn't really affect the game. I mean, at the end of the day, I think LGD took it there. Kudos to them. But then on the other side, MAD, and it also played a very good game, taking those first two MCOMs on the first map. So yeah, it was a really tight game, I must say, and all the players played well.
Yeah, it was good to watch. Really, really good to watch. Right.
Yeah, excellent game. Two great teams.
Tell me, Oh, and then of course, if you guys didn't watch the stream, I know I mentioned it on the stream, but myself and Slash were talking, and there was, and we would really like some feedback on that. You guys will see that on the stream that we did during the week, we had the new, a little new feature that we add into our streams called the Slash Cam, and that is actually Slash. On his end, manning a second camera for us during the game, and we have it up on like a screen in screen, or what did you call it last time, Scully?
Picture in picture, PMP.
There we go. A PIP, a picture in picture, and that's
Pick
up, and that's and that's up on the right hand side, sort of at the top of the screen, and that's the Slash Cam. And we always enjoy hearing feedback on whether these new things that we try are good for the players or good for the streams or that sort of thing. So if you guys are out there and you want to give us some feedback or comment on that, I'm sure Slash will appreciate that as well. But go and check that out. The Slash Cam was highly active in that game that we played during the week. So thanks for that as well, Slash. Right.
Cool, man. Yeah.
So looking then at the people that follows the table, we had, of course, then LGD on 14, Mad on 11, Lots on 11 as well. MRU there on 9, DPS on 8, Red on 6, and then of course we had Snares that withdrew, and then the example that Scully put out this morning with DI. Guys, just so that you do know, if there is one or two scores that look strange, we, like Slash mentioned last week as well, with the whole update of the transition, there might be one or two funnies. Nothing will go lost. Everything is backed up and updated, but as we go through the back-end update and changing of the scores and pulling the tables and that sort of thing, if you do see a funny, that something that doesn't look right, please just let us know. I'm sure by the time you let us know, we've seen it already, but just in case, and we will definitely look at that as well. But for the moment in this division, all teams have played their 4 games, and well done to LGD, who are sitting in position number 1. Guys, I don't know if there's anything that you want to mention about any other teams in this division before we move on.
Yeah, no, I think everyone played some good games during the course of the week, and just hats off to the guys who had to reschedule some of the games, with the problems that we had last week, with the updates and some of the game features that didn't work properly. But we managed to do that as in true South African spirit again. Just thanks to you guys who managed to get that up and running. Yeah. And just push those games through.
Absolutely. The guys coming to the party, and even with the issues, still managing to play some of their games, right? So good on you guys. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, moving on to
Division 3.
No, Division 2. You too fast.
Oh. Are we there?
Yeah, it's early, but not that early.
Oh, okay. I thought we. Yes, I just want to get to MSNK, but.
Right, so Division 2.
I want to peel some bananas.
Division 2 at the moment. Everybody there has played their 4 games. We have 4Q there on 14, SNLV on 12, First and PF both on 11, THC on 9, Raw on 3, WTF on 2, and then VTRN on 1 there at the moment. And, as I said last week, and I think I want to say it again this week, even after that game, SNLV at the moment impressing me quite heavily. These guys standing out at the moment. Obviously, they have some very good competition there from First, PF, and 4Q. But last season we saw these guys, and they said that they are, getting into the competition thing, and now, sort of at position 2 in Division 2. So, I'm watching the clowns closely. So, we'll see what happens there. Slash, from your side, anything here?
No, yeah. We saw some changes. I mean, last week SNLV was on top, so now 4QM8 has taken that spot. But I think there's going to be still some movement here. Yep. The PF guys and the First guys, we mustn't rule them out.
Absolutely. And I mean, they're both on 11. And with the fact that you can get bonus points, within the 12v12, it's an ever-changing thing, right? I mean, if you have one really good game, that gives you a point up on, you know, another team that might just win the match. So so definitely I suspect that there will be some movement happening here still, but definitely SNLV and 4Q on their way in this division. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm on the past events tab now, looking at season 1. Yaku, if you go, I don't know if you want to move to that side just for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at the Division 2 guys in there, you know, we had Lots and DI was obviously moved up to Division 1. And then we see that there's 4Q actually ended up 3rd place, which was after the relegation. Obviously, they moved into 1 and they're still managing to keep their position. So hats off there to 4Q at this point in time for Division 2 for doing an excellent job within Division 2. 2.
There we go. Sorry, Scotty, I was a bit slow there, so I am on that tab now. But
so if you look at that, you'll see that they came 3rd.
Yeah.
And still keeping their position there within the Division 2 league there, table.
Absolutely. So guys, if you do want to go and check that out, as Scully said, I'm showing it to you on the screen now. That is on past events season 1. That is what the guys achieved during season 1. Obviously, you know, as Scully mentioned, there is that the guys are doing exceptionally well at this point, maintaining that position. But yeah, I think my team that I'm rooting for here, sorry 4Q, I mean, I like you guys as well, but I'd like to see the clowns fight it out.
Kabir.
Yeah, no, I'd like to see the clowns fight it out there. Right, Scully, we are on Division 3. Go.
Banana. Yeah, if I look at this, you know, I can see that MSNK, obviously, they haven't lost any of their matches, so well done on that. And they've got, and then we're looking at Royal, which has also not lost one match, but there's 1 point difference between 1st place and 2nd place, which is quite exciting. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think we must try and actually see if we can, when the guys are playing this week, Yaku, see if we can spectate that game. Love to see those two teams in action. What do you guys think?
Absolutely. I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of their games. So I think maybe if the guys are out there, you know, just DM me and we can see if we can set up that stream for your game this week.
Yeah, I'm sure we can talk to Van Dango there and see if we can get that done. It's going to be a cracker.
Yeah.
Either one of the two teams. Obviously, we don't know if they play. They won't be necessarily be playing against each other. But if we can maybe spectate one, you know, either MSNK or Royal this week, I think that'll be great. Just to see,
but they are playing,
you know, where we say again.
Yep, they are playing each other this week. So
really,
he's going to be a cracker.
Yeah. That is Red Bull.
That is first prize.
Yeah.
That is first prize. That's going to be a good one. I'm very excited about that.
But what do you think about these SBK guys? Huh? I mean,
the SBK, the Straatbrug coalition, coming from the left-hand side, flanking in, ending up on 3rd place. Well done.
Yeah. That was a very good description.
Where did this? Yeah, where did this? They came in and running for the rabbit there. I can see they're chasing the rabbit. The Straatbrug coalition. Where does this clan originally come from, Jaco? Do you know?
No, I don't. They're a brand new.
How many AOV players is in SBK? Let me ask you that.
I don't think any.
None.
No, I don't think any.
What we must maybe do is get them on the channel next Saturday and have a chat with them and see where they come from.
I think that's a good idea.
How do they got to this point?
All right, so let's do that. Let's tentatively say that next week we'll have some of the SBK guys on us or with us on the recap show. And yeah, I'd like to find out. I mean, I've always liked the name, right? I mean, you know, Straatbrug coalition. It's a nice. It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah. And then GSE, Gunslingers Elite, is that a clan that was formed from other players within the community, or is it a new clan coming from somewhere out of the blue? Or
no, that's Al Capone and his boys. Or Capone.
Al Capone.
Well, it's actually just Capone. I call him Al Capone because it's easy to remember. But that's Capone and his boys. They're not. I mean, obviously by now they've got a couple of players from other clans. But originally they were a brand new clan that was formed. And actually both these clans, both SBK as well as GSE, were formed just before Season 2 started. And I actually think GSE, if I'm speaking under correction, was actually specifically formed for Season 2 for Clan Wars. So, good on both these teams. Capone.
Maybe if we can get a representative in there from Stradbrock and GSE, just to get their view on Clan Wars and how they're progressing so far.
Yes, we're coming up with great ideas this morning, huh?
Hey, it's all this caffeine, but caffeine so early in the morning does it for me.
Well done, boys.
On the fly decision making. Here we go.
All the kroning.
I'm still a bit slow this morning. Sure. Right. So the scoring then, MSNK on 20, Royal on 19, SBK 15 there, Lots 13, GSE on 12. Then 8 for both CTK and ITF, 7 for Reka, 6 for Raki, 6 for Raw 2, 5 for Snot, and Sons of Anarchy there on 4 at the moment. So MSMK, Monkey See, Monkey Kill, well done, boys. You are making my friend lose money.
So far, but it's only 1 point, so don't slip on that banana peel now.
Excellent. Guys,
if we look at the SOA, I see that they've only played 4 games, but it's obviously, as you mentioned, we've got an uneven Division 3 at this point in time, with Falcon that withdrew, so that's why they're on 4. So that might change in the week to come.
Yeah.
To all the rest of the teams that participated, MSNK, kudos to you. Banana peels for being number 1 so far, but the game is not over until the fat lady sings, or till we shoot the cannon or kill someone, the sniper, or whatever you want to call it within battlefield terms.
Excellent. Right, moving on to the T5 then. That is what we had for the T12. So on the T5 table, let me just go right down to the pools. So looking at the Pool 1 then, that is T5 Pool 1. At the moment we have 2 teams there. LGD FaZe on 15 as well as Royal on 15. So pretty well played there, Royal as well. Facing up there to LGD in this pool and on the same scores at the moment. If those 2 teams play, I would also like to maybe get a bit of a spectate in there. And then Slash, your boykies are here as well, VTRN.
Yeah, the X team. Yeah, and they're doing well. Excellent, man.
Yeah, so they're sitting on 12, eh?
Yeah, they're sitting on 12, so they're doing well.
So I think.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, and I think I see here that games 1-4 lost only 1, and I think maybe T5 is their thing because they're performing quite well here in the T5 and getting some points up there.
Look, I had some comments from them as well on the T12. They are not Rush fans, so I think we'll see some better performance in Season 3 from them when it's back to Conquest. It's more their kind of game style.
Yeah.
But really well done on the T5. They've got some excellent players. I don't know why they didn't subscribe and put in 2 T5 teams, because I think they do have depth in their lineup. They've got enough players.
Yeah.
But well done to them.
Excellent. Then we have UB there on 9 points, DPS Silver on 7, DI there on 6, Headhunters on, actually it's Headhunters, BLXM and the girls from GSG all on 3, and then of course the teams that have withdrawn then. So in this pool, obviously well done to LGD and LGD FaZe and Royal that are at the top, but I think I'm paying quite close attention to VTRN and UB who still has the opportunity there to be in the running to move a little bit up in this pool as well.
Yeah. There's definitely still enough games to see some movement there between them, and then maybe move into the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, Pool 2 then. This is DPS Gold and First, who are leading the charge there, both on 13, both with their 5 games played. Then we've got the Sultry Swingers, who are on 12 points at the moment, but of course they have only played 4 games. So there is still, of course, that opportunity with their 5th game to swap around that second and first position. We've got CTK on 9, Sons of Anarchy on 7, MRUs on 6, THC on 2, and then of course AOV withdrew, and when we have Snot there, who've played their 4 games but yet to score some points. I think I mean this is going to be tough, right? I mean, at some point, I don't think MSNK have played DPS Gold yet. If I might be wrong, / you would probably be able to correct me there. But I do think that there is still an opportunity for MSNK to move sort of up in the table. And then the other team that I find interesting here is Sons of Anarchy. Again, if you look at the 12v12, I also think Rush is probably not their primary game style, because they are actually, you know, doing well and winning some good games here in their pool in T5.
Yeah, no, certainly. For me, I'm looking out for the CTK guys. I think they came a long way, and I think there's some room for movement there as well if they keep up playing the way they are playing.
Of course, and they of course also only have 4 games there as well, so they're also a game short, but already they're on 9 points. So I think good performance. Right, Scully, anything from your side?
Yeah, I'm just looking at where are we? We division pool 3, eh?
Pool 2 now.
Pool 2.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I doing at 3? running a bit in the front there now. Yeah, no. Kudos there to DPS Gold. I think that's a good and for the first team to share the first position at this point in time. Don't know what's happening with my little monkeys there, but obviously we'll see what happens. Just I think it's all of the teams are pretty well matched up if you look at the scoring within the specific pool. So I think Nico did a very good job there in dividing these teams into these pools. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen within the semis and then the final.
Absolutely. Right, moving on to pool 3 there now, and there we have at the top at the moment LGD Asset, and they are on 18 points. Of course, that is with 6 games. We've got the Banana Bays, which is MSNK's other team. They are on 13, but of course then that's with 5 games only. And not sharing that position. The guy sharing the position is Lots and PPX or Phoenix. They are both on 12. Then we've got Mayhem, which is one of the Mad T5 teams, on 11. THC 1 and Raki on 7. And then we have Hossein on 3. But unfortunately, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was... They
also pulled out, yeah.
That was a withdrawal that was on the table yesterday, and I think they have actually now withdrawn as well. So
yeah, they did send me a message yesterday to say that they have withdrawn. So the guy just to take for the guys who play them for the coming weeks, just to if you play have a fixture against a team that has withdrawn, just to go and log that fixture, because we need to give you the points. If you don't log the fixture, we can't give you the points.
Correct.
But yeah, we'll update that next to Hossein for pool 3 during the course of the week.
Excellent. So well done then to LGD Asset and MSNK at the moment, who are the top 2 teams in this pool. Again, LGD Asset there with 6 games, so we'll see when the games start lining up what the score looks like there. And then moving on to the final pool, which is pool 4. And we've got Destruction here at the top, sharing the position with MRU. Destruction, of course, Mad's other T5 team, or well, actually, I think Destruction is their No, Mayhem is their first team, right? Because M is before the D. so Destruction.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they set that up.
Well, the thing is with Mad though, the difficulty with Mad is that they have a lot of players.
They mad both ways, bro.
Yeah,
from the left and from the right.
So it doesn't really matter, and they've got so many players.
With Cookie taking the charge in the middle.
he's that little skull in the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
So Destruction and MRU here both on 15, Red on 10, GSE on 9 points with 4Q on 7, Lots on 6, sharing that position with WTF also on 6. And then we have ITF and SNLV here both on 12. And from what it looks like, the Clowns are into rush. Because I can see here on the T5 that there's a couple of games, and they're not scoring the same sort of winning streak that they are having in the 12v12. So obviously the guys are enjoying rush at the moment a little bit more so.
Yeah, it's funny if you look to these two different game modes and the two different division tables that we have, to see where the specific teams are ranking, within these tables, where you have, as an example, as you said, now SNLV doing very good within the rush side, but coming T5, they're lacking a bit behind. We look at 4Q, for instance, who's hovering in the middle on the domination side, and if you look at Rush, they're right at the top again. So definitely a lot of skill within the two different leagues that we have running at the moment. Not to say that we need to try and work something out where we can really see who's the best within all of these.
Correct.
Conquest, Rush, T5, fucking ball, hoy, tennis, all that shit together.
Okay.
Let's add some comments and stuff to that one and see what the guys think. Maybe we could work something out in Division 3 with that. But for now, we just stick to Conquest. I think that's going to be easiest, and I think it's a game mode that most of the guys enjoy a bit more because of the availability of different aeroplanes and tanks, vehicles, all of that, all around within the game.
Yeah. Right. Guys, from our side, I think that is what we had regarding the scores this morning. If you are joining us for the channel or joining us for the stream this morning, thank you very much for that. If you are subscribed to our channel, that's great. If you are not, please hit the subscribe button. Also hit the little bell for us so that you can get your notifications when we go online. What do you mean? Where are we now?
Subscribers. I believe that we were short of 7 subscribers when we did the game between Mad and LGD. What happened to the subscribers there?
We are this morning on a solid 999.
999. Is there one guy that is on the stream currently that has not subscribed? Please do so now. You will be our 1,000th subscriber.
Or get your mom. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll phone your mother to subscribe. Give us a Mother's Day gift. Give us a subscription.
But yeah, so
well, I see we've definitely grown in leaps and bounds, Jackie. If you look back about a year ago, we were struggling to get 100, and then we moved over to 200 and all of that. But I think that we've reached it now. Thanks to everybody that subscribed, and just looking forward to some great new content coming in the months to come. With Battlefield Clan Wars and the Battlefield franchise as a whole.
Absolutely. Guys, any last thoughts then? Let's go. Scully, while you're talking, let's stick with you.
Yeah, just excited about the game. I really hope that we can get those two teams in, the two new ones, to come and join us next week on the recap show. It'll be at 9 o'clock. With the Jaco will get in contact with you guys and see if you're interested in joining us. And then very excited about the game from MSNK and the Royal guys this week. So we'll definitely see if we can get that going and give you a stream that together with the slash cam. Yeah, that's it for me. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and please remember it's Mother's Day tomorrow. So you need to go and spoil mom there and the wives and so on. But that's it for me.
Okay, Slash.
Yeah, don't forget Mother's Day. It's important. It's a beautiful day in Jersey, so yeah, I'm out.
Lekker, man. Guys, then from my side, that's all that I had this morning. I hope you enjoyed what we had to offer this morning and enjoyed our show. Remember, next week we will be back at the same time to bring you all the updates on Clan Wars and the happenings in the community and changes that we've made and all sorts of stuff. And as Scully said, super exciting times. Guys, I'm Yokosawa for Battle Bros. See you on the battlefield.